Welcome to the adventure.
Welcome to the adventure.
Oh, yay.
Come, delicious.
Come, it's delicious.
Oh my
Come.
god.
It's packed with nutrients.
Oh. Oh my god.
Well, you know the thing about that is no.
You know what they say? 1 cup of cum a day keeps the doctor away.
Yeah.
Unless it comes from Magic Johnson, then it's the opposite.
That's right.
Oh God. Well,
Oh,
this
dear.
went off the rails immediately.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that joke. I'm not gonna lie. Took me a couple of seconds to like catch up with what you were saying because I was like, Magic Johnson. Oh yeah, South Park. Okay, yeah, I get that joke. Yeah, right.
It's like,
Amazing
hey.
how many things I have to relate to South Park to understand them.
I would expect nothing less from you, you slimy git.
So, I was going to tell you the story of how anesthetic used to send me crazy before
Yes.
surgeries.
Yep, let's have it. I want to hear this because
Yes.
I am someone who's always done very well with anesthetic and drugs. Well, I won't say drugs in general, but anesthetic. So let's have it.
Well, when I was a lot younger, I don't think it happened when I was like a proper kid, but once I like got into my teenage years. So it started with this one time where I went in for a surgery and obviously I go in and when I woke up, my mum was like, "Are you okay now?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. What? Why?" And she was like, "You were going crazy." And apparently I woke up in the recovery room, stood up on the bed, was screaming, kicking out at the nurses.
Ooh.
And they had to get like 6 of them to like force me back down onto the bed and like keep me there. And it happened a few more times where like I was waking up in recovery and like just screaming the place down and trying like thrash about. And it got to the point where eventually they had to give me Valium before giving me the general anesthetic.
Shit. Oh my god.
The nurse was like, "Listen," she like took me aside at one point and she was like, "Listen, don't ever do any pharmaceutical drugs because a lot of the drugs, like a lot of the chemicals that they have in like pharmaceutical drugs are in, they have similar chemical properties to what are in general anesthetic. So
Yeah.
you don't know what's what. And if you go for something, it could have this effect on you." And I was like, right, okay then. But I'll never forget the first time they gave me the Valium. I was in like the room, and I'm like, I was playing a game. I feel like it might have been what was it? Shadow the Hedgehog, I think. And I remember playing it, and I was like, just sitting there having a good time, and then all of a sudden everything just went. Just everything just went fucking sideways, and I was like, "Oh!" And my mum was like, "Do you want to get in bed?" And I was like, "Yes, please."
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, some people, man. Some people cannot handle pharmaceuticals to save their lives.
Yeah. Yeah. I literally can't because a lot of them would just straight up kill me.
Ouch.
Which I find I talk about this a fair amount, and I don't want to sound like I'm stroking my own dick because I have absolutely I can't take credit for this. It's just the way I was born.
Physiology.
It's just my genes and my physiology. But me and my dad both are incredibly resistant to pharmaceutical. Well, Dad was, before the death.
Right, yeah. that does tend to change things a little bit sometimes.
Wasn't quite as resistant to death as pharmaceuticals, is what you're saying.
Not quite. He did put up a good fight, but now he's a pile of bone dust. So I don't think there's a pharmaceutical.
God, I hate myself for laughing at that.
Well,
I was
listen.
like,
Listen, if I can laugh at my dad being on my shelf next to me, you can too.
I mean, we literally have B-roll of you bringing the bag on camera.
Right.
My stepdad, when his dad died, obviously like we got his ashes, and
Mhm.
so he was in a box in the living room, and God, I used to be fucking terrified because like obviously I can't see stuff, and I'm quite prone to walking into things, and the amount of times I bloody kicked that box, and I was like, I'm sorry, Kevin, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, please don't haunt me. I didn't know you were there. I didn't mean to kick you. It wasn't disrespect, it was blindness. I'm sorry.
No, I swear, I'll get you some LSD to make up for this. I mean, pharmaceuticals don't work on you, on account of the death, but it's the gesture.
It's the thought that counts. Yeah, I used to feel really sorry for anyone that was on like the ward when I used to go in for surgeries, because I remember one time I must have woken up and been like really groggy, and obviously I had like an eye patch on, so I couldn't open my eye, and I was like in my drugged up state, was convinced that I'd gone blind during the surgery, and I was just screaming, and eventually the fucking nurse had to come and take the eye patch off. And I think back to that now, and I'm like, Jesus, imagine being on that ward and there's this kid just going, I've gone blind, and the nurse like, no, you haven't, it's fine, you just got an eye patch on, take it off.
Man, nurses are amazing people.
They are incredible people. The shit that they put up with and
Yes.
they volunteer to put up with
Right.
is fucking insane.
Yeah, man.
Which, not to take it to a too political of a place, but that's why most nurses are women. Because women have the unique disposition to be able to do that.
Mhm.
Men, they do not do that so good. They typically flip out and start hitting things.
Yeah.
They can nurture plants in a garden, but people dying in hospital, not so easy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's because they're like, yeah, that's because plants don't salt back.
I
Yeah.
can throw water on the plant, throw shit on the plant, take a piss on the plant. The plant never complains none. Them there assholes in the hospital, you take one piss on one patient.
And suddenly you're in front of a tribunal.
You're a sex offender who preys on the handicapped.
A tribunal. Who even came up with that concept?
A jury of my peers, more like a jury of pussies.
Ain't nobody my peer.
I
my
am
mama.
out equal.
My mama always said I'm one in a million.
Oh my god.
She said, son,
Well, I mean-
you're special and ain't nobody like you in the whole world.
Well,
And that woman
even
was
if you
never
are one in a
wrong.
million- Even if you are one in a million, though, that still means there's like several 100,000 people that are like you.
Yeah, that's a good point, yeah.
It's like, wow.
You realise how many million people live in our country, yeah?
Like, way to gut that.
Yeah, I know, yeah, like one of the go-to sayings. So it's like someone being like, I love you to the moon and back, and like an astronomer being like, the moon isn't actually that far, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
Now, I like to say that I'm one in a billion. There's only like 7 other people that are quite like me.
Yeah. And it would be accurate because technically, by genetic mathematics, there are technically 7 people in the whole world that look almost identical.
You're pulling that out of your ass.
No.
Study or it didn't happen.
Yeah, yeah. Where is source?
I want the sauce, and I want the source.
So source plugs. And I haven't typed plox in years.
I can't wait until we get the podcast back up and running.
Yes.
Podcast? What podcast?
Yeah, Adventurous After Dark.
Oh, right, okay.
Yes.
Oh, I just figured that was dead. I thought you'd moved on from that.
No, man. We're gonna get back to that at some point. I swear to you. And it's gonna be. You might not like it because there's gonna be a little bit of politics. I can't force you to do it.
Well, I don't mind like a segment of politics. I just don't want to do it for like 4 hours at a time.
That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, especially because, ma'am, did you find it, Kate?
Yeah. This isn't exactly the study, but this is an article talking about the study.
Third party source.
Yeah.
Is it, that's what we call a double dip.
This is an article talking about the study.
Intellectual double dipping.
I wouldn't that be more like intellectual sloppy seconds?
Yeah.
Yes.
I posted it in the comments.
In the comments?
In the comments.
She posted it in the comments.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Caitlin, I have no way of like copying the comments.
Well, I didn't know if you had a. Okay.
Hey, Kate, you know what though?
Silly Billy.
I'm so stupid.
You know what though?
Hold on. I'll put it in Facebook Messenger, shall I?
Yes, thank you.
Since you actually put something in the comments, Kate. Wild Rider, you are awesome.
Oh, I have been misunderstanding the threshold for activating that this entire time. This whole time, a new person showing up. Nope, you just have to make a comment. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When you walk through the door, and then if you give us a follow, then it's an entirely different. Then you get like level 2 energy.
Oh, you sent it to me in the personal. Hang on, Caitlin.
Hold on.
Where?
You
said you were sending it.
Yeah.
Yes, she said she was sending, not sent.
The group chat. You know
what, Mason? I'm going to need you to shut your whore mouth. Why, Mason just went quiet. That kind of makes me concerned.
Oh, no.
What, Caitlin?
Okay. No. You said he went quiet.
Yes. And now I genuinely don't know if he's having a tech issue or if he's giving me the silent treatment to fuck with me.
Concerned.
Okay, well, I'm just going to read this article in the meantime. You told me to shut
my whole mouth, though. I've been trained to do as I'm told.
Say you have at least 6 doppelgangers somewhere in the world. Have you ever met someone who could literally be your identical twin, except they're not related to you or connected to you in any way? Believe it or not, scientists say that statistically, every person has roughly 6 doppelgangers out there in the world. That means there are 7 people with your face, including you, out there. Yeah, I've heard of this website. twinstrangers.net. I have thought about doing that.
What do you like? Post your picture and they find like your doppelganger or something?
Yep, exactly. That's exactly the premise.
Oh, okay, well, that sounds interesting.
Yep.
At least in that case, when they're like, they give you someone from, I don't know, Singapore or something. You're like, well, my dad never visited Singapore, so I think I'm probably okay. Whereas then if they were like, here's your doppelganger, they're from Washington. You're like, Dad.
Well, my dad was in the Navy, and he's kind of been all over. So he could
Okay.
theoretically have a descendant anywhere.
He's like, I have a descendant on every continent.
God, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Zach's like, I want to go and spread my wild oats around every continent now.
If Kate dies at 40, that's what's going to happen. I'm just telling you, like, right now.
Or, well, alternatively, you could both travel together, have a baby on each continent, and then, send them down the river in a wicker basket.
Mason, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Hey, it worked for Moses. Except it probably it wasn't wicker, right? Was it reeds or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
If it's good enough for Moses, it's good enough for your children, okay?
And then Moses became a slave.
Oh, yeah, but once you've put them in the basket, that's no longer your concern. It's the river's problem now. You just gotta hope somebody finds them before it reaches the White Rapids.
What?
That old man river, he loves drowning babies.
Yeah, like I say, you just gotta hope somebody gets them before they reach the rapids.
Oh, man. Okay.
I love that I can say things that you think are fucked up. I love that. I love that I have the sense of humor that just occasionally you're like, dude.
Well, I mean, dude, what's more fucked up than baby murder? There's only one thing more fucked up than baby murder, and I'm not even going to say it because of how fucked up it is.
Yeah.
All right, so the SCP-3992. SCP-3992.
Oh, lovely. Time for my brain to ache.
All right, here we go. Oh, yeah. Caitlin, throw my screen up, please.
Okay. Barry is here. Barry!
Barry, you are awesome.
He says we need some ironic shit. Man eating babies. That would be really funny.
How is that ironic? That's just demonic.
I'd be fairly impressed. I wouldn't think that a baby's teeth would be that developed yet.
Yes, that's exactly what I was about to say. Yeah, man-eating babies.
Man-eating babies.
Oh, okay. I thought of that the other way. I thought of like a man eating babies.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's because me and Kate are weirdos. And we were like, language can be interpreted in multiple ways.
Yes. Yep. Just change the inflection. It's great. Depends on
man eating babies. Man eating babies, you say? No, you don't understand. Man eating babies. Yeah, that's what I said. Man eating babies. So, like, what are they, like mutant babies? No, you're not doing it.
Have you heard about this country where they've got man eating babies? They just come out and instantly eat their fathers.
Right?
They eat their own mother, starting from the placenta and going up.
Oh, Jesus.
Gosh.
I always thought that was going to
Oh,
happen to
boy.
Maggie in The Walking Dead, and I was kind of disappointed that that's not what they did.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, it's
So
right
anyways-
there. It's right there. Please just do that.
Right. But of course they didn't because,
Nope.
they were like, no, we're not going to push it to that level.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-3992. Object Class: Safe. Special Containment Procedures. All instances of SCP-3992 are to be kept in a standard containment locker at Site-17.
That doesn't sound like something you need to do for something that's safe.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, you need to understand how the classifications for SCPs work, okay? So, the classifications don't... So, if something is classified safe, that doesn't necessarily mean it's harmless. What safe means is we can safely contain this indefinitely with no problems. That's what safe means.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Whereas Euclid is, this thing is kind of hard to contain, but assuming there's no problems, there isn't a power outage, there's no sabotage or anything, we can reliably contain it. And Keter is like, Jesus fucking Christ, we're constantly on edge trying to keep this thing from destroying the world.
Do they have a harmless category?
There is a neutralized category.
Okay.
And there is what is it? There's also there's the neutralized, and there's like another category that's like safe. It's like between safe and neutralized. It's like adjacent to those. I can't remember the name of the category. But yeah.
3992 is a number of children's Halloween face masks. Instances come in a range of designs, portraying various Halloween-themed monsters. Instances are constructed out of simple plastic materials, paint, and string. Each instance bears a label reading Dr. Wondertainment Whacky Halloween Fun Masks on the interior.
Oh, dear.
SCP-3992 instances do not display any anomalous properties when worn by a non-anomalous individual. However, when worn by an anomalous entity, it will appear to physically change into an adolescent humanoid of varying appearance. Any clothing worn by the wearer will appear to change into a costume fitting the SCP-3992 instance's appearance. Clothing will simply appear to manifest on entities not wearing anything.
Whoa.
To clarify, anomalous entities who wear an instance of SCP-3992 do not actually experience a physical change in appearance, but rather appear to become humanoid. Changes in an entity's appearance and manifested clothing cannot be physically felt, and affected entities may continue to function and interact with their surroundings as normal. This effect will cease when the SCP-3992 instance is removed. The physical appearance gained by wearers of SCP-3992 instances differ significantly in bodily features including skin tone, skin color, size, and gender.
It'd be much scarier if it like came up through the face like the gas masks in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
That shit for a kid show, that shit is legitimately terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
But
So
there's this episode in Christopher Eccleston's one season, and he ends up going back in time to World War II, and there's these like nanobots that are trying to do something. I can't remember particularly, but basically they go to people, and I think they're trying to fix them, but the first person they encounter when the nanobots get to Earth is somebody that's wearing a gas mask. So these nanobots think that that's what humans are like. So when they're trying to fix these people, they manifest gas masks onto them, but the gas masks like come out of their face.
Yeah.
Oh, that is nightmare fuel.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, "Are you my mummy?" Which was pretty fucking scary. Just like this person who's just had a gas mask just come like out of their face, where like the mouthpiece like physically comes out of their mouth, and then the rest of the mask like comes up through the face.
Oh, what is that?
Yeah, it was rather
Oh, that sounds unpleasant.
Mhm. Yeah.
Have to see if we can find a little clip of it after this SCP.
Yeah, and Barry gave us some comments.
Let's hear it.
Says, when a woman shoved her head through a man's stomach and bite his heart from inside, I ask, would that cure that madness going on? The chat says, no, man, she hungry.
What the fuck, Barry?
Yeah.
What?
You
So
can
it
always
sounds-
count on Barry to give you a comment that's just like, why did you smoke all this crack before
Right.
the comment?
Yeah, it sounds like he's tried to say something to us, ran it through Google Translate to another language, and then ran it back to English.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is literally like that. And Barry always does this. And I know Barry can communicate clearly. He just likes being cryptic.
Well, it's
Why
not
must
even
it be so cryptic?
that.
What'd you say, Kate?
I said it's not even being cryptic, though.
I mean, I guess that's a matter of perspective.
It's just like, here, watch me spew this nonsense.
Nonsense puke.
That sounds like a Pokemon attack.
I thought it sounded like something from like the ASDF movies. I'm about to puke nonsense.
Right.
I can see that too.
Yeah. I like trades.
Mason Mon, use nonsense puke. Mason Mon. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh man. Yeah, thanks to ASDF when we heard that that kid at that like fall fest or whatever, and he was like, I like turtles.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
Mason, do that again.
I like turtles.
There's just something about the way he says it that does it for me, Kate.
It's because you have to turn the R and the L into W's. So it has to be, I like turtles.
Yes. I like turtles. Oh my god.
I like turtles.
But because of the ASDF movie, it made me think of the I like trains.
Mm.
Yes, exactly. And so for some reason, every time I hear the kid do I like turtles, I think of the landmine turtle from
Did the game make it over to America? I'm interested.
God damn it, I just lost the game.
Yes, it did then. Haha. I just made you lose. And everybody who's listening now lost. I don't care about losing, but I just like finding the people who do and making them lose. Because I'm just that evil.
He's like, I'm just that kind of guy. Oh.
It's not so much that I care about losing. I mean, I don't like losing because who likes losing a game? But at the same time, it's like, well, you know, it's like, well, you know, it's just how it is now. I just live in this constant state of losing the game every time. It reminds me of it. A lot
Somebody's
of shit.
imposed this reality on me.
Yeah, Caitlin has asked multiple times to be let into the game, and I'm like, you don't want this.
I was like, what is it exactly? But I have kind of an inkling.
Well, it's just that. It's just once you know about the game, the next time you hear about the game or think about it, you've lost.
God damn it, Mason! Now you've included her in the game.
Oh dear.
Okay. Now that the cat is out of the bag, here's the full set of rules of the game.
Okay.
The game is Once you know about the game, you are forevermore playing the game. You can never leave the game. You can never stop playing the game. Now that you know the rules, you are inducted into the game. As long as you are not thinking about the game, you are winning the game. However, the moment something makes you think of the game, you now lose, and you have to shout or say out loud verbally at a minimum, damn it, I lost the game, or fuck, I lost the game, or just a good old, I lost the game. And therefore, everyone around you will therefore lose the game. You are
all those people at WWE live events when it's like, time to play the game. I hate Triple H. He's my least favorite wrestler because he always makes me lose the game.
So anyways, once you lose the game, you get 30 minutes of immunity to get the game out of your head and stop thinking about it.
Oh,
if you think about it past 30 minutes, your time is reset. You have to announce you lost the game again, and it goes on and on and on and on. I think I've been playing the game since I was like 14.
Same.
And I can tell you, I've gone like months without losing the game.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Why?
Because now I know.
Yeah, not only. Oh dear. Yup. Oh boy.
SCP-3992 was discovered on 24/20 in a house in Wisconsin, United States. The house had been seized by the Foundation under suspicion of anomalous activity originating from it. Among SCP-3992, several other anomalous items were found, a majority of which were Wondertainment origin. The previous residents of the house were found to have fled the area and remain unfound. SCP-3992 was located in a cardboard box in the house's attic among several Halloween decorations. As of note, the name Stanley was found written on the inside of SCP-3992-6.
Not Stanley.
Records showing
Stanley. For Stanislavy.
No, I love that. I don't know why I love that so much. It's just the deadpan delivery. Not Stanley. Clutching your pearls as you say it.
Not Stanley.
He's the worst.
Not Stanley.
Kate, you got to pick up.
Hello.
Miss Richardson.
Yes.
Hi, this is Detective Piper with the Whatcom County Sheriff's Department.
Hey, what are you doing on the phone? We're supposed to be watching the real life.
There's a detective on the phone.
Oh, what have you done now?
Miss Richardson, I'm sorry. Miss Richardson, I'm sorry. I have to drive. This is actually fairly urgent.
Uh-huh.
I'm calling because I have to tell you the man that you helped convict last year.
Yes.
Stanley.
Uh-huh.
He's escaped the mental institution, Miss Richardson.
Oh no, not Stanley.
Stanley? What about him? Not Stanley again. I thought we were over this.
He's escaped the mental institution.
I told you you shouldn't have helped him plead insanity. I told you. Of course he was going to escape the mental institution. He's an escape artist. He's a Houdini tribute act. His gimmick is escaping from straitjackets. He literally had a Las Vegas stage show doing that, Kate. They were never going to keep him in a mental institution.
the same name to have been one of the house's previous residents. The following document was found along with SCP-3992.
To our most loyal customers during this most spooky of seasons, we at Dr. Wondertainment would like to give you a very special gift in accordance with
Just
the
imagine.
holidays.
Hello, I'm here to take a look at your colon. My name is Dr. Wondertainment.
All right, I'm going to need you to honk my nose.
Right after I send an email to my cousin Willy Wonka.
Oh my god.
Hey, you bend over for your fucking anal exam. He's like, well, here's the problem. And he just starts pulling rags out of your ass.
like the blue and red ones.
Yes!
I think I found the source of your congestion. It was a rabbit.
Oh my god. Then he hands you a lollipop and it's fucking ghost pepper flavored.
Oh my god.
And pulls a rabbit out of your ass. Here. And you're like, he's so cute. I'll call him Buns Bunny.
What was Butt Buddy a little too on the nose, Mason?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I should have called Angela. I should have called her Butt Buddy.
Butt Bunny.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, because I put it in her butt so often.
Right. That's funny.
Over the years, we would like to present you a very
Kate, your nickname is soon to be Butt Buddy.
God, Jeremy.
I mean, I feel sorry for her there because nobody likes an injection in the ass.
She will.
find it.
You might feel a slight pinch.
followed by 10 to 30 minutes of hard thrusting.
Oh fuck.
That's not what they did to me when I went and got my flu injection.
They didn't give it to you, right?
Fucking jabbing it in.
Doc, I'm not sure this is how you administer a vaccine. Shut up and take it, you dirty whore.
Oh, you were a licensed medical professional? No, then shut your whole mouth.
Oh, yeah, you like that? You like that? No, I don't. It hurts. Shut up.
Why are you tying my hair into pigtails? I call them handlebars.
Is that what Lee does to you, Mason? Puts your hair in handlebars.
The washing isn't the only thing she pegs.
Oh God!
Oh boy!
This went to a very dirty, kinky place.
I once legit I was around my auntie's because she used to she didn't have any kids, so she used to have all the the family's kids around.
Yeah.
And so I was probably about 16, 17. I was around there, and this dude was one of her friends was like, "Oh yeah, if you ever get a girlfriend, you've got to let her peg you." And I was like, what? Because at the time I had no idea what the fuck he was talking about. And he explained it all to me. And I was like, I don't understand why this man is telling me these things.
Fucking very disturbing frogs. That is. I gotta wonder when an uncle says shit like that to you. Is this guy being serious, or is this really his idea of a joke with his teenage nephew?
Right.
Well, he wasn't even an uncle. He was like a family friend. Because because the auntie, she was my stepdad's auntie, so she wasn't like a blood relative or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just her friend. And now I think back to it, I'm like, Jesus, why was he telling me that?
Right. Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? Perspective. At the time, just in that situation, yeah, okay, this man is telling me these things. And now I look back and I'm like, that was not an appropriate conversation to be having with me.
Right.
So to answer your question, to derail the conversation, to answer this comment from Barry, My thoughts on AI writing is a lot of it is hilarious, but I don't think that AI writing will ever be as good as human writing because AIs cannot understand emotion pretty much by definition because emotions are things that happen at a biological level.
Yeah.
I think they'll be able
But
to mimic emotions eventually, though.
they will be able to mimic them, but I think that you'll always be able to tell the difference. At
Yeah.
least to a,
I'm not sure about that, because psychopaths can fake it.
well, yeah, but they still have the root mechanisms in their biology. Psychopaths can still experience emotions themselves.
Yeah.
They just have the ability to completely ignore the emotions of others.
Okay.
Yeah.
I concede your point.
On a serious note, as for AI images, man, me and Caitlin were looking at this video. So there's a video where a guy made AI art for all of the lyrics of War Pigs by Black Sabbath. And that video had some absolutely phenomenal surrealist art.
Yeah.
Like I can't get beat, and maybe I'm biased as a writer. Maybe my personal bias is shining through here. But as a writer, I don't think AI writing will ever get there. But AI art, man, I'm here for it. AI art is dope.
My mum is like really into that. She's been using like the AI filter on TikTok recently, and she's like, my mum's this really weird, like weird isn't the right word, but she's like she's not religious, but she's very spiritual. Like over the last few years, she's got really into like the whole, like vibrations and frequencies and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And she lost both of her sisters last year, like in the same year, unfortunately. And I think she like typed one of their names into this AI filter, and she was like, I think like the picture was some sort of like sunny landscape with a woman in it or whatever, and she was like, kind of comforted by that, and I was like, oh well, at least it's that.
Yeah.
That is kind of beautiful. I think as someone who believes in God, I believe it's things like that God uses to speak to us. Because God can't affect the free will of humans, so anything that's man-made or the direct choice of a person, it's hard to see God's will in. But things that happen in nature or things that happen out of converging coincidence, and things like that, you can hear God's voice, and AI is definitely in that realm.
Yeah, I can see that.
There is no reason that God couldn't fuck with some numbers in the cyberspace.
Speaking of my mother, it's her birthday in January, and really? I think what I want to do is like, because obviously it's a bit meaningless for me to buy like an actual greeting card because I have to like get Lee to pick it and then write in it and all that sort of stuff. So, right. I'm gonna like try and create like a virtual birthday card, and I was hoping that you two would maybe contribute to that because I was going to try and get a load of people to send me just like a little clip of them being like, Sarah, you're awesome, because I want like this, because my mum's like really like she's really into like her fitness, and she likes being like pumped up by stuff. So I want this birthday card to be like, Mom, you're incredible, and like and so I just want like loads of clips of like all the people that I've met on BookTube all being like, Sarah, you're awesome, you're amazing. With like like inspirational music in the background.
Yeah. Ooh.
I'm tempted to say yes.
Yeah.
Why only tempted?
If you could see the look on my face, you would understand why.
He has the most fiendish grin.
Well,
yeah, man. Yeah, sure.
Let's make my mother's birthday awesome, because it's a significant birthday. I'll just put it that way.
Okay.
I didn't directly say her age, but it's not that hard to work out considering how old I am and how old she most likely is.
Right.
It's not going to be her 30th birthday, is it?
No,
it's $29.99 and shipping and handling.
What is? Say again.
I said her age is $29.99 plus shipping and handling.
Okay, yeah. Plus VAT.
Kate, like, smartass. All right, but to do that, I'm gonna need you. Obviously, you can do it. In Messenger behind the what would that be? Not the deep web. There we go. You do it in the deep web, where it's not public. But I'm gonna need some details about your madre. You do that, and I do that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Anyway, yeah.
All right.
Let's go back to the CCP.
I was literally about to say that.
To fit in, we at Dr. Wondertainment believe in embracing what others might consider strange and spooky. There are too many wonders in this world locked away by those who just don't.
No, there's not. There's only 7 of them.
Normal too scary. We know firsthand that it can be troublesome accepting who you are, especially in the world of the mundane. So we've come with wonderful news that for just one night, you may go out and celebrate the strange and the scary without worry of what others may think of you. For our customers out there who struggle with these feelings on a daily basis, we have decided to give you a special free of charge reward this Halloween. A little something to show our gratitude for your continued support. In this box, you will find a complete set of our new Wondertainment Whacky Halloween Fun Masks. Celebrate this Halloween with a costume so amazingly convincing you won't even be able to recognize yourself. Have fun out there, kids. Try not to wander into any dark forests while trick-or-treating. And if you run into a headless fellow along the way, give him a good hello from us at Dr. Wondertainment. We miss you a lot, old friend. We hope you're being taken good care of.
Oh, God.
Dr. Wondertainment.
Is his name Stanley?
39.
Stanley
What?
Wondertainment.
It's Dr.
like-
Wondertainment's brother, Stanley.
It's straight. That's straight up out of a straight to KDP. Like what's your name for him? They've been Pump and Dump or whatever it is.
What, straight to DVD movies?
No, I was saying like with a book. It sounds like a love interest from a Pump and Dump novel.
Oh, from a Right to Market?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in love with Dr. Wondertainment, Stanley Wondertainment. What a wonderful man.
Dr. Stanley Wondertainment.
Gracious.
He's tall and he has abs and ripped muscles and he smells like citrus and wood. Because
His
they
dick
always
is
smell like
tattooed
citrus.
in rainbow, but that's okay. He always has been a little eccentric. He asks me quite often if I would like to taste the rainbow. He's
Oh my god. I'm gonna scale your brains.
I'm gonna pour some sugar on you, baby.
Call me Def Leppard because I'm gonna pour some sugar on you, baby.
Are you familiar with Viking mythology? Because I'm about to take you down the Rainbow Road.
Wow.
Is that what leads to Valhalla?
Yes.
That's very contradictory. You like, go down this rainbow road and you're all happy and like, yeah, I'm on my way to the afterlife. Suddenly fire and ice.
Well, I mean, Valhalla is like great, so I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
Yeah.
Valhalla.
The journey to it though is hard, isn't it? Because there's loads of different stages. There's a theme park.
Die in battle.
there's a theme park by us. Oh, this was brilliant. So there's a theme park a few hours away, and me and Lee went on holiday a few years back, and we went to this theme park, and there's a ride there called Valhalla, and so it's a water ride, which it was pretty cool because so as you're going round on this boat, you go through all these rooms, and obviously because it's supposed to represent the journey to Valhalla, all these rooms have got like different things about them. So you go through like an ice room and it's all like cold, and you go through like the fire room and it's all like really hot and stuff, which was like kind of awesome for me because it was like, oh, I get to experience this. But before we went on, there was like a woman outside and she was like, do you want a poncho? And me and Lee were like, no, we'll be fine. And that woman must have thought, fucking idiots, because right at the end, you go down this ramp and the boat just goes into the water at the bottom, and it creates like this sort of tidal wave effect. And it, I was the most wet I've ever been. It was horrific. I got off, and we were like wringing my top out. Like,
oh my god!
Classic.
It was like, yeah, I'll be fine. And that woman must have been like, you are not going to be fine. You don't understand how wet you're going to get on this ride.
Giggity, giggity, giggity goo. Let me tell you, Caitlin, you are going to get so wet on this Rainbow Road.
Because he's got super soakers just waiting for your arrival.
It's more like a geyser, really.
Yeah.
It's a hot spring.
92-1. Testing of SCP-3992 on several other SCP objects was suggested as a means of discovering the range of its effects.
Let's try this weird thing on other weird things and see what happens.
Being physical nature.
Oh, the Foundation does shit like this all the time. Like, and then it's pretty common for them to try to use one SCP to destroy other SCPs. So if they have a Keter SCP, one of their top priorities is generally trying to destroy it. And there's this SCP called Hard to Kill Lizard or Super Lizard. And that it's a sentient, sapient fucking reptile that has Wolverine healing factor, ancient knowledge, and hates humanity with a passion.
Yeah.
And it is like... It is like, and it's giant. It's like the size of like a, so you know those prehistoric crocodiles that were like the size of an elephant?
Yeah.
It's like that.
How cool would it have been to ride on the back of one of them?
Right. I've always said I want them to bring back woolly mammoths because I would die of joy if I got to ride a woolly mammoth.
On the beach like a donkey. Fucking big line of woolly mammoths.
Oh, man.
You pay £5, you ride mammoth.
Approval of various SCP objects for testing was authorized. Testing log. Test 3992-102. Subject, SCP-2006, taking the form of the creature from the haunted sea. SCP-3992 instance, SCP-3992-1, werewolf mask. Results, SCP-2006 appeared as an adolescent male humanoid wearing a torn plaid shirt and jeans. A pair of rubber gloves resembling clawed hands with gray fur appeared on SCP-2006's hands. Notes: SCP-2006 was asked to change its physical appearance during the test in order to see how the effects of SCP-3992 would react to SCP-2006's shape-changing abilities. Several changes to SCP-2006's size, skin tone, and hair occurred, but remained humanoid. SCP-2006 initially refused to remove SCP-3992-1 at first, but eventually complied once researchers assured it that it was nowhere near as scary as the previous form. Test 3992-201. Subject, SCP-2662. SCP-3992 instance, SCP-3992-2, Witch Mask. Results: SCP-2662 took the form of an adolescent female. SCP-2662 appeared dressed in a black spiderweb-themed witch costume, complete with a pointed witch hat holding a broomstick, which disappeared along with the perceived effects of SCP-3992-2 when removed. To note is SCP-2662's appearance as a female rather than a male. This is believed to have occurred due to SCP-3992-2 resembling a generic female witch. Notes: SCP-2662 commented on the whole physical change to be rather uncomfortable. SCP-2662 later assured that what it had stated previously was not meant in any way to come off as disrespectful or insensitive, stating it had nothing against females and that they could be cultists if they desired.
Oh my god, I hate that. Politically correct SCP, everyone. It's like, oh my fuck, give it a rest. Come on.
I think that was the joke, though, wasn't it?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure from the tone of voice I'm pretty sure that was a joke, mate.
Well, but it's written in the SCP, so that means whoever wrote the thing actually included it in the write-up of the SCP.
Yeah, but
Like-
I think it's like sarcasm. Like I don't know.
Maybe.
I would have read that as sarcasm.
Maybe. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just so fed up with all that bullshit that even a whiff of it just instantly makes me recoil in disgust. I'm not gonna lie. Is that a personal bias? Yes. Is it also 100% based in reality? Yes.
Okay.
But I did want to say, this whole fucking SCP, this whole fucking gimmick makes me think of that episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer where that one dude cast a spell during Halloween and everyone turned into their costume. Like, actually.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds pretty rad, actually.
It was a great episode. It was a fucking great episode. You had people, so Buffy, you know, she's this fucking superpowered demon slayer, and she turned into like a fucking cheerleader who had no idea about anything, was completely fucking, you know, terrified of everything going on, was like, what the fuck? And then you had Xander, who's like the most milquetoast, fucking useless little turd of a fucking man, and he turns into like this Super Saiyan God mode commando Rambo type motherfucker.
I once won a Halloween costume competition. It was my first ever MP3 player was as a result of winning that. It was a high school Halloween disco, and
Nice.
I wore this it was like a sort of Grim Reaper-esque costume, and it had like this netting over the face to make it look like you had no face. And then my mum did like my makeup underneath, like give me like a pure white face with like sort of veiny red lines all over it and stuff. When I won this MP3 player, and oh my god, like looking back at it, I was so happy because at that point I was still taking like my Walkman into school and, you know, doing the whole like shoving the Walkman in my pocket and needing it to be in a certain position because if it wasn't, then the CD would be skipping. And
Right, yeah.
Right.
and taking CDs into school and stuff. And then I won this MP3 player, and it was just the shittest thing ever. Looking back at it, like I was like, oh my god, it can fit 500 songs on it. Nowadays, you wouldn't get out of bed for a fucking iPod that could only hold 500 fucking songs.
Well, I actually disagree. I don't imagine needing something that will hold more than that. But
I've got like 2,000 odd songs on my Spotify playlist.
No shit. Wow. I think on my entire Pandora, I've only thumbed up like maybe a couple hundred songs.
I reckon I could cut a lot of I could separate a lot of the wheat from the chaff on that. I think so. A lot of it comes from when me and Lee were like going through the stage of playing like our RPG thing that we created. When we were playing that a lot because we were, because the campaign went on for ages.
Yeah.
I was sticking Spotify on, and then I was just liking songs that come up that I was like, that was okay to listen to. I wouldn't mind if that come up again. So. But there's a lot of stuff now that I'm like, if my Spotify is on shuffle, I'll end up just skipping past it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I need to remove that shit.
Yeah.
It'd be so cool to do a D&D campaign with all of us.
Yeah.
10 years in game that campaign lasted.
Are you 10 years in game? How long in real life?
3, I think.
That's still pretty fucking, yeah. I'd love to have a campaign that just went a year. Like my longest campaign that I had going with my friend Eric before he stabbed me in the back was I think we had like 6 months of solid getting the group together and meeting, and I really enjoyed it. I really truly enjoyed playing fucking Pathfinder with all the guys, and it just didn't last very long, and it truly sucked.
It was like the thing about it was 10 years in game, but it was like every day that we played. Like we didn't skip days in game or anything like that. So
Wow, you played the game every day?
yeah, well, we played every day in real life, but we played every day of the in-game time.
Right.
Mhm.
Was it just you and Lee, or did you have someone else who was doing this too?
No, it was just me and Lee. It was just like
Okay.
it was like a zombie apocalypse thing that we came up with.
Oh, that's cool.
And we just, we made up everything. Like we built it from the ground up, like what all the roles meant, and all the different like rules and stuff. We just built it from the ground up, and it was just our little thing.
You should 100% write a book based on it.
I mean, I'm not, but I technically am, because like Evander and Amin are sort of loosely based on characters that are from that game, and there are other characters like Lenny's friends in Blurry are both younger versions of characters from that game. That game very, very much improved my ability for like characterization, because obviously a lot of the characters that lasted a long time, I knew those people for 10 years. So I had a very good grasp of like what these people were and what motivated them and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it definitely improved my ability for characterization.
That's fucking dope. It's beautiful, man.
It actually kind of was, to be honest, because it brought us like closer together, because we were
I was like I did the little like voice and eye wipe thing, but I was actually being genuine. Like,
yeah, I
was covering up the sentiment with a little bit of cheese. Okay, I got.
You were trying to protect your masculinity whilst showing some vulnerability.
Exactly. Now you just pissed all over that. Can't eat this cheese now; it's covered in piss.
In some places they might think that improves the taste.
Oh God!
Oh no!
9301. Subject: SCP-1279-1. SCP-3992 Instance: SCP-3992-3. Frankenstein's Monster Mask. Results: Instance of SCP-1279-1 appeared as a human male covered in green body paint, wearing a Frankenstein's monster costume consisting of a black shirt and pants, torn gray coat, and boots with a pair of metal bolts protruding from its neck. Instance appeared standing upright on its perceived legs. Upon removal of SCP-1279 from the instance, SCP-3992-3's effects ceased. Notes: Interesting. SCP-3992 must perceive 1279-1 as anomalous as long as it wears 1279. This may be the case when testing with other similar anomalies. Test 3992-404. Subject: SCP-2980-1. SCP-3992.
I almost feel like we could skip the rest of this, because a lot of this relies on knowledge of these other SCPs that are being referenced to like be interesting, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, it does seem like that's it. The whole SCP culture sort of seems quite self-referential. That's the word I was looking for.
Like you definitely have to be in the fucking You definitely have to be in the fucking culture to, and I'm not an encyclopedia of SCPs, and especially not by number. If see, and that's something about the SCP, like it that's a genuine barrier to entry for people with certain types of learning disabilities or cognitive issues, or like I'm not sure if I would fit under a learning disability. Maybe I have some form of dyslexia, but when you start rattling numbers off to me, it quickly becomes meaningless. I have to really struggle to memorize numbers. It took me almost a year to remember my student ID in high school. Like, yeah. So that's a genuine issue I have with that.
I'm the same as you. I'm not a mathematics person.
They always reference them by number, and I'm like, can you please use the name? Because I'd actually remember if you use the name, but you use the number, and it's like, what?
Yeah. I think it would be really interesting to get into the hobby, though.
Oh yeah. It seems like the sort of thing you could get really deep into. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm skipping past the testing here because it does look like there's a section at the end that might be pretty interesting, so I'm just skipped past all the testing.
Test 3992-609. Subject 956. SCP-3992 Instance. SCP-3992-6 Vampire Mask. Results. SCP-956 appeared as an adolescent Caucasian female with long pink hair. Costume consisted of a black cape and pants and red velvet waistcoat. Notes. SCP-956 initially showed no signs of bodily movement, remaining in its passive state. However, after several seconds, SCP-956 visibly looked down at itself and began heavily retching. SCP-956 attempted
it's like me looking in the mirror.
26 with its...
How is that? You're blind.
That's just how ugly I am. Like, astrally project my own image into my head, and then it makes me retch.
Your mama's so ugly that even blind people say she look bad.
Even blind people vomit.
Oh my.
Perceived hands. When this failed, SCP-956 began clawing at SCP-3992-6 violently until it was removed by an assisting D-Class. Addendum 3992-2. On 2909-20, a package was found outside of Site-17, addressed to the Foundation. Inside were a second set of SCP-3992. Instances consisted of a skeleton, jack-o'-lantern, banshee, zombie, and clown. The following note was included.
To the SCP Foundation, we see that you've been playing around with our product and approve of it greatly. It's nice to see you giving others a taste of the holidays, and we hope you're having fun with them yourselves. As a sign of gratitude for your vigorous testing of so many of our products, we present to you the newest batch of Wondertainment Whacky Halloween Fun Masks.
How did they get the reverb effect onto the note? They italicized it.
Well, I mean, it's an SCP fucking entity, so I'm sure he has a way of making the note speak if he wanted to.
Yeah.
No, it's funnier if he italicized it.
Hoping to get them out soon enough. We hope you'll share these with a few more of your guests and get some top-notch results. With all honesty, though, we make these products because many don't get the chance to experience proper childhood or even celebrate such a unique time of year. So during that magical time when the mundane blend with the uncanny, we want to celebrate it right and give a little more. Because that's what it's all about, right? Yours, Dr. Wondertainment.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that about does it for today. Thank you for listening. If indeed you
and this
still
is
are.
what I love. This is what I love about the lore inside the SCP universe is you have genuinely benevolent anomalies.
Yes.
And then anomalies. Thank you, Caitlin.
Yes. It's a fun word. Anomalous.
skip past the testing. That's what all great scientists do. You know, like they did with the vaccine.
Yeah, well, whoever said that is a fucking idiot.
1 minute. I must excrete urine from my sack of pee.
Oh no. Okay. All right. Gosh. Yep. He's running away. Yeah.
Forever.
Yep. Yeah.
He's just going for some cigarettes. It's fine.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Just. Yeah. Oh man. I don't know what it is, but for some reason, just the name Stanley. It's just like
Not Stanley.
not Stanley. It just it seems like a very horror movie appropriate name.
Well, maybe it's because your brain just like subconsciously you're like Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, or for some reason it's just like I don't know. It seems like the kind of name that would be for some kind of I don't know, something haunting a house or something.
I feel like Stanley would be a fairly mundane name for a ghost.
Right.
If it was like, you know, doing like a Ouija board or whatever, and it was like,
Right.
are there any entities here? And it was like, yes, or whatever. And then you were like, spell out your name, and it was Stanley. I'd be like, what the fuck?
It's like it called itself Stanley, you know. It's like, why? No, you're trying to sound like you're innocuous, and you are not. Stop it.
You can't fool me, foul demon.
Right.
I've encountered your kind before.
Yeah, it's like, wow, you know. Oh, you're a real big, scary force of darkness, Stanley.
Now bend over and get fucked with this dildo made of holy water.
Frozen? Do you have to freeze it first?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Obviously.
Freeze it, sculpt it.
Well, you just pour the water, you just pour the holy water into a dildo mold.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, it's way better. It's way more inventive if you sculpt it. Put this unholy dildo in your hole.
Listen, man, we're fighting demons here. We got to manufacture these holy water ice dildos at a mass scale because we got a lot of demons to rape, okay?
Right. You have to do it, and, you know, you don't have a whole lot of time. So.
These demons need exercising, and I got just the holy water dildo to do it.
Oh, man.
Oh, dear.
That's bordering on sacrilege, if not outright heresy.
I mean, surely the demons would enjoy it.
That would be the issue. That would be the issue.
They couldn't enjoy it. It's
holy water.
Blessed.
And
Good point.
I'm pretty sure it's not sanctioned for it to be frozen into a dildo.
Listen.
Yeah. At what point does it stop being holy water?
Right, yeah. Because at some point it just becomes, you know, salt water.
Yeah. Wait, holy water is salt water?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not necessarily. You can bless any body of water.
But salt is required.
No.
Yes.
It's not.
Yes, it is. I talked to a priest.
I'm gonna believe the archive on this one, Zach. I'm sorry.
I talked to a priest. I went to an actual freaking Catholic church and talked to a priest.
Okay, Kaylin. Okay. If salt is required for holy water, then riddle me this. Why is it that in the book of Numbers, which I've just read last night, there is a procedure with which you make a shall we say it, a magical concoction, for lack of a better word, that had no salt in it, and it was based in water?
That's different than just straight up. Water.
There's a difference between the adultery water and holy water,
Yes.
even though they're both water that have been blessed by a priest.
One is blessed by a rabbi and the other's been blessed by a priest, first of all. And second, okay, the adultery water has a type of dirt in it.
Yes.
So it's different than just straight up holy water because it's for the purpose of, detecting the truth of something as opposed to just outright cleansing or killing something.
Caitlin, why must you be a pain in my ass this way?
Because I know how this stuff actually works.
I don't understand.
I don't like it when Mummy and Daddy fight.
It's because I've studied this stuff for years. So, yeah.
Now kiss and make up.
She can kiss my ass.
Oh, I will.
As soon as she gets to Washington.
No.
Yes.
He's like, I want Caitlin tongue straight up my dirt pipe.
Come on, guys. I want Caitlin tongue straight on my dirt pipe. Why powerlifters always cheat. Okay. I know no one else cares about this, but I do, so we're checking this out.
So I know a lot of people hate arching, and the IPS rule change had a lot of supporters, but really, it's kind of natural. What I mean by that is, whenever you make a certain objective with certain rules, in this case lifting the most weight, people are going to bend said rules as best they can. We have people going to federations that will allow them to squat this high and call it a world record still.
What?
The same guy, Dave Hoff, will stuff his shirt on bench press to cut range of motion. Now, in this case, it might actually be breaking the rules there, but regardless, if everybody bends the rules, you may as well too. At least that way the playing field is still even, and as much dependent on strength as possible. So I know a lot of people hate arching, and the IPS rule change.
Cheating means you didn't do it.
This is a very stupid argument. Like, I am actually disgusted that Matt is making this argument. Like, hey, just because a bunch of other people have absolutely zero fucking integrity and want to bastardize the sport as much as possible means you might as well too. Get fucked. I absolutely hate it when people like that have the levels of natural talent that he has, because he's like an absolute beast at the sport. Like, he can legitimately move a fucking metric ass ton of weight. And he has the nerve to come out and say, well, these people that are cheating, I kind of get it. It's okay. That's like, no, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was okay to kick these puppies because I saw loads of other people kicking puppies.
Pretty much. Like, it's not quite that drastic, but it's slippery slope.
It's like that. It's like that. If you saw your friend jump off a bridge, would you do it too?
Oh, man. Yeah.
It's like, I want you to know that everything you believe in and everything you advocate for is against common decency and basic morality. You're a horrible person, and I want you to die by kicks to the balls.
He put words in Chad's mouth. Chad doesn't want anyone to die.
I mean,
Chad's just hopelessly misguided.
Listen to me. It's you don't know which other brother is talking. It could be Chad, or it could be Chad.
Or Brad.
Yeah. Or, it could be the escaped other brother. Ben Shapiro.
Wait, did we give all of them names?
No.
Did that ever happen?
No.
Because I feel like we really need to nail down names if we're going to be like, if this bit is going to be continuing. Because they all sound the same.
Chad, Brad, and Neil.
Okay, so obviously Chad is I promise, brother.
Yes.
Brad could be I swear. And Neil can be, I promise.
I believe you.
I believe you.
I
Yes.
swear.
Yeah. And then there's the escaped.
Or I believe you. You're God. Yes, I'm sorry. Thank you. I believe you. Why am I so stupid?
Yes, and then other brother doesn't have a name because he's just other brother.
I thought they were all other.
Well, they all come out of the. They're all other brothers, but the other brother never got a name because he escaped. He escaped the indoctrination before he was given his name.
Well, the other brother comes from another mother.
Uh-huh.
So he wasn't grown in a vat.
No.
Nice.
He's the original.
Oh shit! Plot twist! Oh.
Just like well, I because of Ben Shapiro's voice, that joke I made on stream the other night. I was when you were doing the Chad voice, but you just watched Ben Shapiro, and so you kind of sounded like a mixture between the two. And then I was like,
you gotta listen to me, okay? We gotta get these commies. We gotta get them out of the Senate, because if we don't, it's gonna be bad. Everyone will be horrible, and everything will suck. I swear.
It does kind of sound like Shapiro. Yeah, I agree.
And I was like, citizen. I was like, we do not make reference to this person.
Whenever he comes up in my fucking shorts now, I'm not going to be able to think of him as anything other than the other brother from another mother.
Yes, he's the escaped other brother. And he's so
my God.
Ben.
I sent you a video in the chat, by the way.
It's not normal, but it's not working.
In the chat. It
Yes.
didn't come up.
What?
Oh, wait. You mean the Facebook chat?
Yes.
Chat.
It's like,
Wait,
yeah, that thing.
In the actual chat.
In the actual chat?
Not YouTube. Pale imitation of a chat.
It's like,
oh my God. If you can,
no.
a giant penis coming from the sky to hurt your weenus. It violently explodes, killing millions.
So I want to live in paradise. With a 10-foot cock and a few
Oh,
hundred
God. All right.
These people, they were all caught up in the blast.
None of them were.
Very sick.
Dying, I should think. I just haven't been able to find the time.
My mom.
God, that sounds like my dad.
Dying, I should think. I just haven't been able to find the time.
you drop the particular the poshness and like the sentiment is like man.
Moments.
Have you examined any of them yet?
No.
Don't touch the flesh.
Which one?
Anyone.
yeah. Yeah, no touchy.
Conclusions?
Massive head trauma, mostly to the left side. Partial collapse of the chest cavity, mostly to the right. There's some scarring on the back of the hand, and the gas mask seems to be fused to the flesh, but I can't see any burn.
Examine another one.
With your magic wand / sonic screwdriver.
Right.
Hey! He whipped out the plot device. You mean the sonic screwdriver? Yeah, the plot device.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It does anything they want it to.
It's a pin.
This is impossible.
Pretty much anything. Except wood.
Examine another.
This is impossible.
No.
They've all got the same injuries.
Why is it stalling like that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was wondering how long it would take you. I was just holding down the space
I
bar.
figured that's what was happening, but
The same.
Yes.
Identical.
Ah, damn it, Mason. It's hard to get one over on you, you blind super sleuth, you.
it's all the crime fiction.
Yeah.
All of them, right down to the scar on the back of the hand. How did this happen? How did it start?
In that
Oh
bomb
shit.
drop, there was just one victim.
Dead.
At first, his injuries were truly dreadful. By the following morning, every doctor and nurse who had treated him, who had touched him, had those exact same injuries. By the morning after that, every patient in the same ward, the exact same injuries. Within a week, the entire hospital. Physical injuries as plague. Can you explain that? What would you say was the cause of death?
The head trauma.
No.
Asphyxiation.
No.
The collapse of the chest cavity.
No.
All right.
Then tell me.
There wasn't one. They're not dead. It's all right. They're harmless. They just sort of sit there. There's no heartbeat, no life signs of any kind. They just don't die.
And they've just been left here. Nobody's doing anything.
I try
What do you
and
want us to do, Doctor?
What else is there?
Like, what can we do?
Right.
Just you. You're the only one here.
Before this war began, I was a father and a grandfather. Now I'm neither. But I'm still a doctor.
Yeah. Know the feeling.
I suspect the plan is to blow up the hospital and blame it on a German bomb.
Probably too late.
I know. There are isolated cases. Isolated cases breaking out all over
I remember this.
You what?
London. Stay back, stay back. Listen to me. Top floor. Room 802. That's where they took the first victim, the one from the crash site. And we must find Nancy again.
Nancy?
It was her brother. She knows more than she's saying. She won't tell me, but she...
Ah,
Me. You, my me.
Oh.
ah,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh.
Like, oh my god.
This came out in 2005. I was like
Yeah.
12 years old. Fucking hell! What the hell?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Some of the plot lines and stuff in Doctor Who, man, I'm just like, this stuff is brilliant.
Yeah, man, they came up with Doctor Who has always come up with like legitimately some fantastic things. Like, don't get me wrong, it's always had its you know, a shovel full of cheese and bad storylines.
Right.
Some of the concepts they come up with, like pardon me, gassy. In David Tennant's era, when they did the Vashta Narada, which was piranhas that, like, sort of alien piranhas that live in the shadows. So whenever someone went into these shadows, they were getting like eaten alive by these things that they couldn't see.
Yeah.
Oh, that's mint. And then obviously the Weeping Angels,
of course,
were a fantastic villain.
Oh, I love that. And also, I'm super happy because they did approve it. Russell is back.
Oh yeah, they've known that for a while. Tennant's back now too. Jodie, I was going to say reincarnated, regenerated into him a few days ago. Yeah. And I was quite excited too because we got a little preview of Shooty as his doctor, and I'm really excited to see what he brings to it because Shooty is legit a very, very good actor. So yeah, we shall see. I mean, especially because we've got Russell back, so the writing. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that. Not the other dude, because yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, I was always more of a Stephen Moffat guy than a Russell T Davies guy, but you know, Russell's also grown a lot as a writer since doing Doctor Who. I mean, all Doctor Who fans are always like, oh yeah, Russell, he's the savior. And I'm like, you do remember the Slitheen, right? Because I remember the Slitheen.
Yeah, I mean, but I think after the last season of Doctor Who that we had, I think we can forgive him long enough for him to.
Oh yeah, because he's written shows like Years and Years now, and It's a Sin, which I haven't seen, but I've heard it's very, very good. So
yeah.
You know what the Weeping Angels are, right, Zach?
Vaguely.
They're a genius idea for a monster, mate. They are I can't remember the exact thing, but like quantum locked. So basically, they only exist in a physical form when you are looking at them, and when you're not looking at them, that's when they can move and they can come and get you. So if every time you blink, they get a little bit closer.
Yeah, there's literally SCPs like that too.
Yeah.
And they're.
I got a video. Actually, I've found several. So.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Mason, are you familiar with hentai?
I hate this. I hate all the things over these last few months that you've been like, hey Mason, are you familiar with this? And I'm like, no. And now you've asked me, hey Mason, are you familiar with hentai? And I have to be like, yeah, I know what hentai is. all these massive pop culture things that you've been like, are you aware of this? And I'm like, no. But yeah, I know what hentai is. Of course I fucking do. Yeah. Because oh yeah. So yeah.
Because you were a teenage boy growing up in the 2000s.
Oh, I didn't. I never watched it. Jesus.
You're fucking with me. You're lying. You never watched hentai. Bullshit.
Well,
I'm not sexually aroused by tentacles, and
there's plenty of hentai with no tentacles.
And from my experience, whenever I've watched like a hentai video, it's been quite rapey. That's the only word I really have for it.
There is a lot of rapey hentai. There's no doubt about that. That's like half of the hentai that exists is rapey.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say that the whole thing is that, because I'm sure that it's not. But whenever I've like dipped my toe into that pool, it's always been like, no, I need to get out of this pool immediately.
I could point you in the direction of some non-rapey hentai, but I'm not going to say that there's no way you're telling like there's only like, no, it's like 50% of it is. Like legitimately. Okay, so this video is from the guys behind Flash Gits, but it's their second channel.
Okay.
And it's called You're Watching Hentai Wrong Masterclass.
One of the greatest challenges we face as a society is fear of the unknown.
And that fear is keeping us from what is a key component to the human experience.
Masturbating to cartoon characters. You may know us as the executive producers of the interactive virtual romance experience,
Doki Doki Pretty Girl Panic!
But in this masterclass, we're going to teach you the epitome of elevated animated media enjoyment.
Train your mind to enjoy hentai creatively, efficiently, and respectfully, and have a little bit of fun along the way.
Daniel Schnaufner and Data Expunged teach hentai enjoyment and consumption.
What are you going to college for?
I'm getting my PhD in watching hentai.
With an emphasis in what?
I'm taking my major in hentai consumption and appreciation.
Well, you see, Caitlin, I'm getting my PhD in hentai consumption, but I'm minoring in hentai production with a focus on supernatural entities and bestiality.
I have no idea what the content of the video I just sent you was going to be, but the title was enough for me to be like, okay, I'm going to send that to them.
He's like,
Right.
A benchmark of contemporary hentai media is what the Japanese refer to as futa.
Ah, that's what I should have said my focus was in. I was floundering out of embarrassment, but looking back, it's like, yeah, my focus. I'm majoring in futa. Yep, 100%. 100%.
Futa is the concept of a female character adorned with traditionally male genitalia.
Of course, due to the genitals, most agree that enjoying futa is homosexual. However, despite what the government may want you to believe, that argument is laden with personal biases.
Everyone will have a susceptibility to bias. Those who state that your enjoyment of females with dicks is gay are the epitome of confirmation bias. The second benchmark of hentai is what we call Schrodinger's minor.
Schrodinger's minor is characterized by a female who...
Ah, yes, with a minor in lolicon. Absolutely. Jesus Christ.
looks to be anywhere from 6 to 13 years old, but is actually a beautiful and mature female, hundreds or even thousands of years old.
Of course, this can stand in contention with the existence of characters who are genuinely meant to be minors. These lines can be blurred very quickly for the uninitiated.
It's always important to be skeptical of what you see in this regard.
Oh my
What
God,
does it
I
mean
love
to be a
that
skeptic?
they left the watermarks.
They left the watermark. Stock footage of a bunch of guys thinking and contemplating with an Adobe stock watermark over it. I love how this whole thing really is just taking the biggest piss out of Masterclass. Like this is so multi-levered. This is cultural discussion about how gross hentai is. This is an absolute piss on Masterclass.
It's
great.
The sort of thing you could find on that. Oh, what's the one that sponsors all the fucking videos? Where they're like, oh, you can sign up and you can see me give a class on writing. Skillshare, that's the one, yeah.
Skillshare, yep, which I accidentally bought a membership to. I'm fucking stupid.
How do you accidentally buy it?
I thought I was getting a free trial, but I accidentally signed up all the way. Because I'm just that fucking
You consumerist bitch.
I know. I'm a piece of shit. I am the bourgeoisie.
A proper skeptic questions the traits of a very young-looking anime girl that they're unsure of, but recognizes when valid evidence is presented which proves that they are 10,000 years old. These tips will equip you to find specific traits which differentiate a Schrodinger's minor and an actual minor to keep you safe on your hentai enjoying career.
Since you'll be able to know when to turn on your VPN when you're enjoying that good stuff.
It's not good enough to just watch hentai. You also have to enjoy hentai. The less connected you are to the hentai you're watching, the less likely you will be to make decisions which elevate not only your viewing experience, but your entire life.
I'm Daniel Schnuffer.
And I'm...
I love how his name is expunged, probably because he's on a list. I can only imagine that Mason is sitting there going, why am I friends with these people?
Slightly, but not not really. No, that was a decent video.
It's not done.
Oh, okay.
And this is our masterclass.
Oh my God. I love how he's barefooted. Did you notice that?
What's what, Kate?
He was barefooted.
Wait, was he? Oh my God, he is barefooted.
And are his pants unzipped?
Yes! His fucking fly is open!
Now, is it funnier if that's on purpose or not? Because I'm not sure.
Oh, that's 100% on purpose. It's 100%. It is 100% deliberate.
Spectacular.
Oh, I love this so much. They have a fucking roll of toilet paper on the fucking table in front of them. A real man just rubs it into his skin and goes about his day.
Oh my god. Oh. Jeremy.
Who needs chocolate spread?
I got all the white chocolate I need.
Oh my god.
It's a perfect consistency. I don't even need to microwave it.
Oh, fucking A.
No.
I wish Chad was here so he could relive his trauma.
Oh my god.
What trauma? What have I missed?
I'm comfortable making that joke, but I'm not comfortable giving you the explanation on air, so I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
Oh boy.
And it's about time to wrap up, isn't it?
All right, you said, Caitlin, take the screen off for a second, so I can go to Facebook.
Okay.
Did you do it?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't hear the click, so.
No, it's still there. Stanley.
Stanley. That's gonna be funny.
Oh my god, are you fucking... Wow, fuck you. Okay, that's how we're playing it? Alright, it says video unavailable in your country. Well, guess what, bitch?
VPN.
Alright, hang on here. Okay.
Okay. Mason, you still there?
Yes.
Okay. Because he... Okay, there you are.
Hello? Can you guys hear me?
He disappeared.
You disappeared.
He went into the void.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you.
All right, cool. All right. This is cool. I feel like a cyber criminal. This is legitimately the first time I've used my VPN to circumvent content restrictions. This is awesome. All right.
Yeah.
Suddenly, a dark shadow snaps into focus. Huge boards of wood and large pieces of canvas are sticking out of the iceberg's face.
What is the tarpaulin covering? Could it be the roof of some kind of makeshift structure?
In 1963,
I'm already hooked.
A lookout on the American icebreaker USS Edisto spots a stadium-sized iceberg in the Ross Sea and signals for the ship to stop.
The Ross Sea, it's a graveyard for these enormous icebergs that calve off the front of the Ross ice shelf. It happens all the time there.
The cliffs of the iceberg are an incredible 9 stories high.
But
About halfway up, there's a strange dark smear visible in the pristine ice.
As the ship gets closer, it looks like debris stuck in the iceberg. But what is it?
In Antarctica, planes go missing at an alarming rate. So maybe these are the remains of a plane that crashed into the spot.
Oh my god, Caitlin, I am getting what is that story? What is that story from Lovecraft? The Mountains of Madness. I'm getting Mountains of Madness vibes.
Yeah.
It's Cthulhu.
Right.
To see better, the captain creeps the Edisto as close to the iceberg as he dares. Suddenly, a dark shadow snaps into focus. Huge boards of wood and large pieces of canvas are sticking out of the iceberg's face. The Adisto marvel at this strange sight. Could these materials be from a lost camp once used by Antarctic explorers? In the early 1900s, adventurers were obsessed with discovering the South Pole. Famous Antarctic pioneers like Robert F. Scott, Ernest Shackleton, and Admiral Richard Byrd all built camps on the continent.
If it is one of these famous explorers' camps, how could it have gotten onto one of these giant icebergs in the first place?
A helicopter is ready.
You're not camped there by accident?
Yeah, or the ice shifted.
Yeah,
I assume there's probably got to be something like snow madness or something, surely.
Oh yeah, that is absolutely a thing that's been documented. It's sometimes it's hypothermia, sometimes it's an effect of just being out in the absolute white and having absolutely no sense of direction or landmark is disorienting, and it drives some people to some kind of hysteria.
Yeah,
combinations thereof.
Because it's kind of similar to what they do to people with stark white room torture, where they're just out in, they're just in the stark whiteness for just, days and days on end, and it just completely shatters their psyche.
Yep. I tell you this, if I was in a room like that, I'd probably make myself bleed just so I could spatter the walls a bit.
Look. The flapping sections of canvas appear to be large pieces of tarpaulin. The wooden boards look like the interior walls of a hut. When the helicopter lands on the surface of the iceberg, the crew are stunned.
4 thick poles are jutting out of the ice.
Oh,
They look like
God.
telephone poles.
Mountains of Madness, here we go!
The presence of these poles indicate that this was some kind of camp.
But do these poles provide enough of a clue to figure out whose camp it is?
Ooh.
In 1940, just 3 miles into the Ross Ice Shelf, an American crew is building Rear Admiral Richard E. Byrd's 3rd Antarctic base, Little America 3.
By then, Byrd had completed 2 successful
Americans, they have to turn everything into America.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We will assimilate you. It's only a matter of time.
He was well on his way to be considered a legendary explorer.
There is one smoking gun piece of evidence that, if found, would confirm that this was Byrd's camp.
Byrd arrived in Antarctica with what at the time was the most advanced piece of equipment ever built for polar exploration.
He called it the Antarctic Snow Cruiser. Part ice
Oh,
tank,
that is
part
dope.
ice bus, part invincible travel lodge.
That thing looks fucking dope. That looks like an apocalypse mobile. I want one.
You're such a little boy.
Listen, there's a little boy inside all of us. No homo, no pedophile.
It was last seen partially buried on the Ross Ice Shelf. If they can find that, they'll have found a monumental relic of polar exploration.
The Snow Cruiser was 56 feet long, 19 feet wide, and 16 feet tall.
What the hell?
Smooth 10-foot tall balloon tires were custom built to handle Antarctica's choppy ice and wide crevasses.
Crevasses.
Yes, the crevasse. Fill it with the almighty juice.
Oh, I'll fill up your crevasse with some unsolicited goo.
Jeremy.
Would you like that, Caitlin?
An hentai video here.
Would you like it, Caitlin, if I filled your crevasse with some unsolicited goo?
Ooh, Jeremy. Yeah. Ooh.
Four diesel-electric drivetrains, generating an intimidating four-wheel drive machine. They ran a combined 300 horsepower and a maximum speed of 30 miles per hour. Fully loaded, the snow cruiser weighed 37 tons.
Don't you think if it's meant to be on ice, you should make it a little lighter?
Yeah.
There were sleeping quarters, a workshop, a galley, plenty of storage space, and even a darkroom.
But that's not all. Bird wanted room on top to carry a small plane that would fly ahead and scout safe routes for the snow cruiser.
The snow cruiser cost $150,000, almost $3 million today.
The price and the innovation of the design propelled the snow cruiser to instant fame.
Hope it didn't go to its head.
Apparently escaping
I mean, if I owned this thing, it would absolutely go to my head.
crash upon arrival, the snow cruiser struggles to live up to its reputation.
This thing weighed 37 tons. If it went down, it's staying down.
Things went from bad to worse. Bird learned the hard way that smooth wheels provide near zero traction on ice and snow.
A research team managed to complete a 92-mile journey soon after arrival. But the smooth, treadless tires frequently slipped and sank the giant vehicle deep into the snow.
The crew added chains to try and get better grip on the tires. They found they got the best traction going backwards. So they did the whole thing in reverse.
Wow.
The snow cruiser barely made it back to base camp, and it never drove more than 100 miles.
Gosh.
His massive Antarctic exploration machine was a bust.
It's thought that...
And what's tragic about that is the stupidity. God, anyone with a brain could have told you that behemoth was a fucking shit idea. That thing needed to be about 98% lighter and have more tires with deep tread or metal studs. Like, what idiot thought this was a good idea?
I mean, this might have been better as like a desert cruiser type of situation.
Still too heavy. It would sink right into the sand.
The sort of person that wants to go to this sort of place.
Hey, fuck you. I would absolutely love to explore the South Pole. Okay? I would absolutely do that. Fuck you!
Bird would have parked it near the main building, and it would have been used as extra storage or living quarters.
But in 2005, two American researchers decided to take another look at the lingering mystery. The researchers first analyzed satellite imagery of the Ross Ice Shelf from 1957 to 1962, the years the iceberg was most likely to have calved into the ocean.
Ice shelves are like fingernails. They grow from the back, but then break off on the front edge. It could take years, sometimes even decades, for a section of ice shelf to become an iceberg.
What they discover is that Bird's camp would have been pushed to the edge of the ice shelf. Perfect location to calve off into an iceberg. They calculate that an iceberg calved without anyone noticing sometime between 1957 and 1962. Then, after working its way 300 miles across the Ross Sea, it was on course to meet the Edisto. Either the snow cruiser plunged into the water when the iceberg broke off, or it's still on the far side of the visible hut, encased in ice. The researchers closely examined photographs and maps of Bird's camp, looking for any evidence of the snow cruiser. Based on the position of the main huts, the air hangar, and the large telegraph poles, they conclude the snow cruiser likely fell into the ocean sometime before the rest of the camp was sighted on the ice page.
That really is a shame.
My money!
Well, it's not a shame so much because of the money, but because that really is a piece of human history. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plus, who knows what there might have been like it, because there was a workshop in there. there might have been evidence or documentation of valuable scientific knowledge that was inside that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it does suck.
This spot is where some researchers think is the most
Are
probable
Are
location.
either of you? I can't. I'm sure we've been over this before, but my memory is terrible, as we've established. Are either of you flat earthers?
No.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm genuinely surprised by that. In all fairness,
are you fucking?
He's trolling.
I'm not. I don't know. It just seems. I don't know. I can't. I struggle to come up with arguments against it, and it just sort of seems like one of the things that you might not necessarily believe 100%, but be like,
oh yeah, because, we seem like the type of people that would believe that the Earth is flat, and also possibly that Australia is not a real place, and that there's
just say don't be too harsh, because my mother is like dangerously close.
Oh no.
I know.
Oh.
That's the only reason why I wondered that with you, is just because my mum is dangerously close to that, and she like buys into a lot of the stuff that you guys do. So I just wondered
Which one?
What?
Which flat Earth or Australia not being real?
Oh, the flat Earth.
Okay. Well, I mean, listen. Here's why the flat Earth theory is fucking moronic. Okay, flat out. No matter which way you look at it, you can just debunk it using basic logic. No matter which way you come at it. Let's say God created the universe. Why would he make the Earth flat? It makes no fucking sense. Yeah. Okay, the universe is a natural occurrence. Why would our planet be the only flat one? It makes no fucking sense. Right. Aliens did it. Why would they make our planet the only flat one? It makes no fucking sense. We're in a simulation. Why would you put humans on the only flat planet? It makes no there's no way you can look at it.
By their argument, though, is would they not just say that all planets are flat?
No, I've listened to the arguments of a lot of flat earthers, and a lot of them acknowledge that other planets are around.
Then that's extra stupid. Then,
yeah. Like a lot of them admit that every other thing is a sphere, but they say the Earth is flat because this reason. And it's like, why are you so retarded?
Man.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult you. I was just wondering.
I actually am genuine. No, it's kind of funny, but it's also kind of genuinely insulting because look, man, no, real talk, real fucking talk for a second, okay? You cannot say that because I'm an anti-COVID vaxxer, specifically COVID, because other vaccines work and do their job and they're good quality medicine, and you should get your polio vaccine. At least you used to. Not sure you can trust Big Pharma anymore. But it used to be that vaccines were safe, effective medical technology, and everyone should get them before 2018. Yeah. The COVID vaccine is not that. It's a totally different type of innovation. It has nothing to do with old vaccines. It is not the same thing. And anyone that calls you an anti-vaxxer because you say, yeah, I don't want experimental gene therapy is gaslighting you.
Right, yeah. Because technically in the medical community, if you actually press anyone hard enough, they'll tell you it's not actually a vaccine. My own doctor said that.
They changed the definition of vaccine to include it. Yeah. They literally changed the dictionary to include the mRNA bullshit from Pfizer and Moderna and the rest of them. It's not a vaccine. A vaccine, by definition, the real definition is a weakened or altered virus or a related virus that stimulates an immune response that prepares your body for the worst thing. That's why the smallpox vaccine was originally straight up cowpox. Just straight up, they just gave you cowpox because it made you immune to smallpox.
It wasn't necessarily that. It's just that you've been self-professed yourself as somewhat of a conspiracy theory in the past, and I just didn't know whether I'd asked you about it before. That was all. I genuinely meant no insult by it, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm a little bit overreactive about this because I've had so many people give me shit about these. But it's like, yeah, I'm by definition a conspiracy theorist because I believed a bunch of conspiracy theories, and guess what? A lot of them have come true.
Yeah. So a lot of this stuff has, proven, especially within the last few years, has proven itself to be, the thing of conspiracy theories are just facts that haven't proven themselves to be true yet.
Right.
With so many things, especially, since all the COVID lockdown and a lot of other shit.
Yep. Like the COVID lockdown is the best example I can give you. When I heard it the first day they announced it, I heard it on the TV, or I think I heard it on YouTube, but you get the idiot box. And I said, 2 weeks to slow the spread? Yeah, we'll see how long 2 weeks is. That's what I said. That was the first verbal communication I had about it to another person. And mainstream media was trying to say that people that said it was a bad idea were conspiracy theorists. We were nut jobs. Of course this is a good idea. Of course it's only going to be 2 weeks. It's fine. You're delusional. You're dangerous conspiracy theorists. Lo and behold, 2 fucking years later, and unquantifiable amounts of human life lost later.
Right.
So yeah, I do not like getting lumped in with the flat earthers, and the assumption deeply offends me because there is a difference between reasonable, logical thinking and making a guess or an assumption based on real data and real observable science, and people that are like, oh, the earth is flat and we haven't been to the moon. Like, they're not even fucking close.
Just to clarify, there was no assumption there that you were. I was just interested to see to what level you
were in the conspiracy camp.
Well, not even just that, but I wouldn't have been surprised if there was 1 or 2 things that you were like, well, I can see where they're coming from with this, but I don't agree with the rest of the thing. I was just genuinely interested to find out what you thought, basically.
Okay. And I want to apologize so you don't feel like I bit your head off to be a dick. Like I genuinely I'm triggered.
Yeah, no worries. My deepest apologies.
It just gets under my skin. It really does.
So funny though, because I was like, he's got to be trolling. This is a troll. That's what
I really thought he was for a second. I was like, I was prepared to be completely unoffended because I thought he was just fucking with me.
The thing is, a few weeks ago, I would never have even considered it. But then when I had a conversation with my mum about it, and she was like, "Oh, I don't know," and I was like, I wonder what Zach and Kate think of this then. Yeah.
It's asinine. That's what I think of it. There is no argument I have heard for a flat Earth that holds any weight. Now, hollow Earth has more. Well, listen. I'm being serious here. Hollow Earth has at least a microcosm of logic to it, because of course their arguments are based in observable real phenomenon like deep undersea cave structures that we have no way of finding the end of, and we are unable to scan past the Earth's mantle. We don't really know what's down there. It's all theory. So you can at least say, well, yeah, it's possible because we really don't know for sure. There might be something in there, but most likely 99% likelihood it's fucking magma. Okay.
In all fairness, I am, as much as I'm not shocked that you're not a flat earther, I am quite surprised that you believe we've been to the moon. I really wouldn't have been shocked at all if you had been like, no, we've never been to the moon, or at least the moon landing was faked.
It's moronic. I'm having this go around with someone in my stream who's a big the politics stream on Twitch. Yeah. He's on our side of the political fence, but he insists that the moon landing didn't happen. And it's like, dude, you can literally buy a telescope and look at the flag. You can buy it and look at it yourself. You can take your telescope apart, make sure there's no government fucking video projector, make sure that they're just really fucking precision lenses. You can look through them with your eye, make sure there's no fucking illusions or holograms on the fucking lens. and then you can reassemble your telescope and look at the fucking moon, and guess what? The flag is still gonna fucking be there because humans went to the moon.
Yeah.
In all fairness, though, that doesn't necessarily mean we have. Like, I don't get me wrong, I 100% believe that we have, and that the moon landing is real. But that's just I'm trained to play devil's advocate because this is what me and Lee do all the time. We know that they send probes to places. It's not going to be hard to program a probe to plant a flag.
Here's the problem: it's when they did it. It's when they did it. When we put the moon flag down, we did not have the technology to build the robots and the drones that we have now. We couldn't have built a drone to do that at that time. It's actually legitimately hilarious. It's easier to put a man on the moon than it is to put a functional robot on the moon. And that's facts.
Yeah. And again, even if we have been there, it doesn't necessarily mean that that particular moon landing was real. Again, I feel the need to clarify. I believe that it was, but I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Now, that's actually probably the most tolerable angle to go at the moon landing was staged for me. It's like, yeah, we went there, but it was years after the moon landing was staged. I'd be like, well, I'd actually be willing to entertain that one to some. I still think it's bullshit, like Mason says, but at least that one has a modicum of like, well, okay, there's plenty of reasons to stage it, and the flag is there. So, but yeah, the whole thing is stupid.
I feel really bad for asking you that question now. I feel genuine remorse.
You don't have to feel bad. It's just like I said, man. Well, as you're no stranger to, because you were on the politics stream for a while, the climate around all this shit is just hypercharged and
yeah. Which is because it's like they put target on your back pretty much at any point. They're like, any inch we can use to discredit you at all, at the slightest thing that you say,
right. Which it really is. So you have to be intellectually pure and believe everything the experts say and everything that's a matter of written history, or else you're a crazy alt-right conspiracy theorist and probably a Nazi.
Right. It's like, which that doesn't even mean anything, actually. So
no, it doesn't. Alt-right and far-right have ceased to mean anything. It's like, oh yeah, alt-right is Joe Rogan, who says he's a socialist and smokes weed, and far-right is the dude down the street who says he's not particularly down with transing the kids. Yeah, we're so alt and far-right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, Mason has to go.
Yes, I do, yeah. I'm very sorry for derailing the end of the stream with my awful question.
It's okay.
Think nothing of it, man.
Oh.
All right. God damn it. I am coughing up blood.
Oh no, Jeremy.
Lovely.
What is this now? 2 weeks after surgery, Caitlin?
Yeah.
I just want to say before we go that I'm never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna.
And I lost the game.
Yes, you did, yeah. Rick rolling and the game, they go hand in hand.
They really do. They live in the same space inside my mind. They really do. Like, I think of one, I almost always think of the other.
Gosh.
Well, Caitlin, you come on. You wanted the rules. Come on, say it.
What?
Say it.
Say what?
You lost the game, Kate.
Oh. I wasn't
Although she
aware.
technically didn't, because obviously you saying it meant nothing to her.
Yeah. It was just went.
Anyway.
Well, now you have, so say it.
Okay, damn it, I lost the game.
Good.
Okay.
Anyway, audience, I will see you in 2 weeks because my partner is going away for a fortnight. and I'm not going to be able to do these streams, so I will see you the day before my birthday.
Ooh.
Alrighty. We'll have to get fucking drunk.
Yeah.
Wait, Kate will be there for that, won't she? Hang on, what day is that?
The 16th. It's a Wednesday.
Yep. We will be together
forever.
All right, everyone. This has been Team Adventurous.
Yeah.
Welcome to the adventure.
Welcome to the adventure.
Yeah, mic check 1, 2. What it be, what it is, what it do. It's time for another rap review.
Hit the wrong stinger. You know
that. Deliberately. I just wanted to I just wanted to see Kate's reaction.
I missed the rap review.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry for asking if you're flat earthers. I'm legit sorry.
Oh my God. It's okay.
Okay, but no, for real this time. Welcome to the adventure, everyone. I'll see you next time.
I thought we were gone.